Hello and welcome back to Basement Sports Podcast. I'm your host, Matthew Polick, my co-host, Corey Pulaski. Today we are talking conference tournaments. It's the best time of the year. Wonderful time of the year. What's better than playoff college hoops? There ain't nothing. There ain't nothing.
Nothing better than sitting your ass on the couch all March watching basketball nonstop.
And that's exactly what we're doing. If you see our eyes looking up, if you see reactions, it's because we have a game on. Louisville and BC. First round of the ACC tournament is on in the background.
No days off here at Basement Sports. No days off gambling on DraftKings either.
Absolutely not.
We need this one.
We need this one. We're going to go through, give our predictions for some of the bigger conferences, specifically Big Ten, Pac-12, Big 12, ACC, SEC, and then, of course, we'll go in depth to our personal favorite conference, the Big East. Some conferences have already wrapped up. The WCC wraps up tonight with St. Mary's and Gonzaga. Some of the smaller mid-majors obviously start their tournaments a little bit earlier. The big ones wait a little bit longer. Nonetheless, we're in for an exciting week. The big tournament kicks off next week. We can't wait. This is going to be an exciting time. Without further ado, let's get into it. Start with the favorite, the Big East.
The only tournament that truly matters. It's the best conference. It's the best team. It's in the best arena in the world, the Mecca. There's nothing better than it.
Nothing better than the world's most famous arena, Madison Square Garden.
And listen, is the Big East tournament what it was years ago? Probably not. Back in the heyday of, prime Georgetown, Syracuse, UConn, St. John's, all these other teams. Yeah, we might not be at that level, but it don't get better than this.
There are still some stellar teams in the Big East, in the Big East tournament. I mean, just a few years ago, we saw Georgetown make a run from one of the bottom seeds and, steal a bid to the big tournament by winning the Big East. I don't see any of that in the future this year, especially not from Georgetown.
No disrespect to Pat.
No disrespect. No disrespect to the man.
I'm glad I'm going to be taking it all in on Thursday.
You will be there.
I'm going to be sick from work that day. I'm going to have to take off. Not feeling good. I'll be down in New York. I'm wishing my buddy Pokey would be there with me, but he's got a big week ahead of him next week. He's taking over some baseball content for us, hopefully down south, enjoying a little time at spring training. But I'm going to be there. It's going to be my first Big East tournament.
There you go.
Very short story. My dad has gone to the Big East tournament for years. There was probably like a 10-year stretch he went every year. In one year, the year that 2011 with Kemba, when they won the national championship, him and my brother went to, I think it was the quarterfinals game. Those two were slated to go all along. My brother got in trouble at school. I forget what it was. And I was told, all right, you're stepping in. You're going to the game. I was fucking hype. I'm ready for it. I'm getting ready. Dad gets home from school. Brother gets home from school. Mom has a conversation with them. And then all of a sudden, he's back in. He's going with Dad to the Big East tournament, watching Kemba, watching the future Big East champs, future national champs, while Corey's fucking stuck home, doesn't get to go, hasn't gone since. I'll never forget that moment. I had to pay for my ticket this year. I'm going to bring that one up and say, no, you're paying for my ticket because you fucked me that time. But anyways.
He doesn't hold grudges, though, folks.
Big East tourney. I'm hyped.
I am too. First round, Wednesday, tomorrow. We have the 8-9, the St. John's Butler, 7-10, Seton Hall and DePaul.
That's going to be the best game, St. John's Butler.
And then Nova and Georgetown. Out of these 6 playing on Wednesday, is there any team you could see potentially making a run to, maybe steal a bid here in the Big East?
I don't see any of them winning, but if one were to, you got to go with Nova.
Absolutely.
Nova's Nova. Winning is in their blood. Even though Jay Wright is gone, they got a new coach this year. There's still a lot of guys on this team, who have winning experience. They know how to win. They're solid, especially Dixon and Moore on that squad. I love those two dudes. Like I said, I don't see them winning, and they need to win this tournament if they want to make, the dance.
The big one.
But that's how I see it, breaking down. Like I said, St. John's Butler, the earliest game, 3 o'clock, is probably going to be the best game.
Tough that's first.
Nova
Georgetown
will have the best crowd because those are two OG Big East teams with a good fan base. But anyway, that's my 2 cents. What do you think?
I think absolutely Nova has the best chance, not just because they're the best team that's playing on Wednesday, in my opinion, but I also think they have the easiest schedule if they were to advance. I mean, Georgetown obviously is the worst team in the Big East. Again, no disrespect to Pat, but they shouldn't have a problem getting past Georgetown. And then I think Creighton is probably the weakest of the 5 teams that have to play Thursday.
Xavier is down Fremantle, one of their better players. He's done for the year. That hurts.
That does.
And also Providence isn't playing. I don't want to jinx it. Knock on wood. Providence isn't playing their best basketball.
But all bets off the table when it comes to March.
Anything goes when it comes to March and when it comes to Big East basketball.
Absolutely. So I think Nova has a chance. I mean, like you said, if there's going to be a team that's going to come out on Wednesday, it's going to be Nova to make that run. Do I see it happening? I don't know. I mean, we'll make our full predictions and we'll get there. The quarterfinals, obviously Marquette's the 1, Xavier's the 2, Creighton's the 3, UConn, Providence round out 4 5. They're already set in stone to play on Thursday.
The top 30.
The top 3 have to wait and see who they're playing based on who wins tomorrow. I mean, no matter what happens, UConn Providence is the game on Thursday. Like, that's the game of the day.
Absolutely. The crowd is going to be insane. UConn travels well. That's Store South. MSG is Store South. A couple weeks ago, St. John's, who plays a lot of home games there, was complaining that they played UConn at MSG because they know deep down that's a home game for us. But that's going to be an insane environment.
Yeah.
Got to be one of the best games, if not the best game of the day. Those two, it's a bloodbath, heavyweight fight every time they play. Ed Cooley's a good coach. He gets his squad ready. Providence. I mean, listen, they're our little brother. I'm gonna shit talk them for a minute. They try to insert themselves, into these conversations with us, and it's like, buddy, we got 4 rings. We got 4 national championships. You're still, hanging on to a Final Four run with Rick Pitino as your coach. All right? No disrespect, but all disrespect at the same time. They're our little brother. I mean, when we talk about the Big East, they're like the 7th team to mention when we talk about the history of the Big East. Like, they barely make the conversation. And I hope that we kick that ass and leave no doubt. Like we did a few weeks ago. I hope we do it again.
They did split the regular season series. Each team won on their respective home court. It was February 22nd, the few weeks ago you're referring to. UConn left no doubt who was the better team that night. An 87-69 win over PC. That was at Gamble. And then earlier in the year, UConn, with that little number 4 next to their name, went into PC and kind of got walked a little bit. 73-61 was the final back in January. That one hurt. That was like the start of what the fuck is UConn doing?
Start of a bad January.
Yeah.
And listen, if you want to hear about our bad January, but more importantly, how we have turned things around, check out the blog that I just put out today. You can find it if you follow us on Facebook, if you're following us on Twitter, if you are subscribed to our blog, which if you're not, go ahead and do it. Just put out a nice article about UConn heading into March. Take a look.
Link for the blog and all other socials is in the description. Be sure, also, if you're not subbed here to the YouTube, click that button.
It takes 5 seconds.
Not even.
If that.
And it's free. Who don't love free? I love free. So UConn Providence is the game of the day. Who do you have advancing to the semifinals?
I hate to be that guy, but I'm taking the higher seeds. I see 1 through 4 making their way. Like we talked about it, I don't see really any of those teams playing on Wednesday making a run.
It's just, also the thing about conference tournaments that's so tough is the lower seeds, they're playing back-to-back game, like, and they're all high-stakes games, like that. So that just puts more pressure on playing.
Sometimes, though, that could be a benefit.
Most definitely, it could be. Like, if Nova goes and walks Georgetown and they don't have to play a full 40 minutes, it's confidence, it's momentum, stuff like that. But if you're coming down to the wire in all these games, like, that's a lot of wear and tear on both your mental and your body physically. So it is tough sometimes in these conference tournaments for those lower seeds to make those runs. So you're taking the top 4?
Yeah, I would have Marquette UConn playing Friday night, the early game, 6:30, and Xavier Creighton. That's how I see it shaking out.
I'll take Nova for the fun of it to get to Friday. I'll take Xavier, Nova, Marquette, and UConn for the fun of it. And then from there, I'm going to be the homer. I'm going to take UConn. And you know what? No Fremantle, no problem. Give me Xavier. I'll take Xavier and UConn.
I thought you were going to go Nova for a second.
I thought about it. I just couldn't pull the trigger.
When I heard the you-know-what, I was like, wait. I wouldn't hate it. Yeah. UConn's winning this whole thing, so obviously to get to that point, they got to win the semis.
Amen.
And I like Creighton.
Right.
I was kind of big on Creighton coming into this season.
Mm-hmm.
Just they had a great run last year in the tournament. They brought a lot back. So I'm going to have a UConn Creighton Big East final.
All right.
And I mean, it's as simple as January, February, UConn. This is our month. This is when we make it happen, especially at MSG. I mean, I was going to say we don't lose. We do lose sometimes. We're not losing this year.
You know what?
I got a great feeling about this team. They played lights out the last couple of weeks.
You know who I think's a player to watch? Andre Jackson.
Oh,
not a mention of his name anywhere in any Big East Player Awards. The one that I really think he, maybe not snubbed, but his name wasn't even thrown around really for the Defensive Player of the Year.
Oh, the fact that he didn't win that award is a joke.
I think he's out for vengeance. He's going to be guarding your best player, and he's going to be locking him down.
The X factor for this UConn team is also something I mentioned in the vlog. Their guard play.
Yeah,
it was like it was such a weakness for them early on in the season.
Most definitely.
It's like Jackson wasn't playing great on the offensive end, but he's playing a lot better now. But also Tristan Newton.
Yeah,
that's my X factor because he'll give you a little bit more on the offensive end.
Yeah, for sure.
He could shoot from 3. He's doing a lot on both ends of the floor. He had a triple-double against Marquette. He's got 2 triple-doubles this year. I think he's a dog, and you're going to get, what you're going to get from Sanogo and Hawkins, pretty much. But you need some of these other guys to step up. I mean, we look at some of those runs that they made in 2011, 2014. Obviously, Kemba and Shabazz headlined those, but freaking Niels Giffey, don't forget about, the minutes that he gave and the things that he did. Don't forget about freshman Shabazz Napier on that 2011 team with some of these other guys. We know what we got. We got studs on this team in Sanogo, in Hawkins, even Klingon coming off the bench. But I'm talking about Caravan. I'm talking about Newton. Even Joey California coming in, making a few shots. That's going to be the difference in this team, reaching the semis in the Big East tournament or reaching the finals but not winning. And also the difference between them making a run to the Final Four in the Big Dance.
All right. There you go. Those are our Big East picks. Let us
UConn,
know what you agree with, what you disagree with down below. Call us homers. If you want the full odds, UConn is the betting favorite at plus 280. Marquette, the one, is not too far behind them at plus 290. Creighton plus 340, plus 430 for Xavier. Nova, if you like them, plus 800. Providence, here's some free bulletin board material as much as I hate it for Providence, plus 1,500. Seton Hall plus 3,000, St. John's 5,500, and then the other 3 at plus 25,000.
Let me get your thoughts on this real quick too. Obviously, I'm going on Thursday. I'm toying a little bit with the fact of if they made the championship, I kind of want to go for that. Tickets too right now, $100 on Saturday.
Okay.
Whereas I got them on Thursday for more than that.
Yeah.
Is it a gamble to bank on that? Making the championship and get because if they reach the semis and win in the semis, those tickets for Saturday are skyrocketing.
Yeah.
Do I maybe roll the dice and say, get me there for Saturday?
I think it comes down to how superstitious you are.
I'm a very superstitious
Nah,
guy,
I think you
but
don't
at
do
the
it.
same time, I'm a guy who likes to save money, and I think that would be the best way. A big part of that too is, can I flip these tickets? If we don't make the finals, which it's not happening, we're gonna be there. But if we didn't, would I be able to flip these tickets to make money? I don't know.
I don't think you're flipping them to make money, but you can maybe get it back.
Is it a good investment? I don't know. Let us know in the comments. Like we said earlier, Big East matters the most. Everyone else could buzz off, but we got to give them their moments. We got to give them their 5 minutes. So
most definitely.
Where do we want to go to next?
We will. Let's go to ACC since we got an ACC game on the TV. They started today with their lower.
This is actually one I like to talk about.
Yeah, for sure. There are definitely some teams in the ACC that I think can make some noise, not only in this ACC tournament, but in the big dance as well. The first game, FSU and Georgia Tech today.
I took FSU money line just
because he's a homer.
Just because.
Still recovering from my boys.
They lost. Blew a nice lead. Freaking Georgia Tech got bailed out with a BS foul with 0.2 seconds left.
I didn't watch. I don't know what happened.
Georgia
Tech is moving on. BC and Louisville is on right now. BC is up. And then Virginia Tech.
Need BC to cover 2.5.
I need them to cover 6. They're up 6 now with 7:46 left as we're recording. Virginia Tech and Notre Dame tonight. The 1 seed is Miami. Virginia's the 2. Clemson's the 3. Duke's the 4. Pitt's the 5. NC State 6. UNC 7. Syracuse 8. Wake Forest 9. There's your bracket for the ACC. Who do you like?
We both went outside the box with this one a little bit.
We did. Both picks we made don't have a bye to the quarterfinals. The top 4, the ACC, every conference tournament bracket is different. The ACC, their top 4 seeds get a bye to the quarterfinals. Both of us have a team that has to win their way to the quarterfinals to win this whole thing. Mm-hmm. You want to start with your pick, who I don't dislike. I just like one team a little bit more.
I'm a sucker for the past and what has happened, and I'm going with the Tar Heels up front. I don't know why they haven't given many people much reason to believe in them this year, but man, Caleb Love, Armando Bacot. There's a lot to like, about that team. I'm drawing a blank on their other guards.
They're also like fighting to not be embarrassed to go from.
And listen,
they probably got to win.
They're not in it right now. I would say they would have to, at the very least, get to the semis.
Yeah.
But it's probably, you got to get to the championship, and even if they maybe got there and lost to a good team, maybe they could pick up 2 or 3 good wins on
the way.
On their way, add it to their resume. But it feels like at some point things just have to click for this team. Like it hasn't yet. Don't forget they went into the tournament last year. No one had high expectations for them. No one saw them get into the finals and doing what they did. And I feel like it's just like it's now or never. And this is a team, they got the experience, they got the dogs to do it. RJ Davis was the one I'm drawing a blank on. Leaky Black, I'm a sucker for the name.
It's a Hall of Fame name. Guy's
a lockdown defender. Things just got to click for the Tar Heels, and I feel it's going to happen now. I like them. Plus 600 on those odds, too.
Plus 600?
If you want to take a chance, throw a little bit of money on a team that went to the finals last year and had a huge lead on Kansas before blowing it, you could join me.
I will not be joining you, although I don't hate the pick. I'm also going with a team that has to win their way into the quarterfinals. I'm going with the 5 seed Pitt Panthers. Okay? If you know me, I've been big on this Pitt team for a while now. They've been a fringe tourney team this year. Bracketology's had them in, had them out, this and that. They don't have to prove anything. They're a tournament team, and I'm going to die on that. Okay, let me rephrase. They got to win tomorrow. If you lose to Georgia Tech, you're not a tournament team. Yeah. But as long as they win tomorrow, I think they're a tournament team. Anyone saying they're not, I think is crazy. They have the ACC Coach of the Year in Jeff Capel III. This is a team that was fighting to win the ACC regular season championship. They ended up losing in their last two. They lost at Notre Dame and at Miami to end their season. It was a really, really rough couple days for the Panthers. But, I mean, they have, everyone talks about, they don't have any big wins on their schedule, this and that. I mean, they only beat UNC, who, we just talked about, by 1. But they beat Miami, so, I mean, that's a big win. So to say they have none is just BS. Nice. I mean, it's just not true, right? They beat Virginia. That's a pretty good win. And they even beat North Carolina when they were still ranked. So, listen, you can say what you want about the Pitt Panthers. I'm going to say this. They're not playing well right now. You mentioned it with PC, and I said, hey, everything like that kind of fucking kicks rocks in March.
It's out the door.
And I'm going to say that about the Pitt Panthers. They're a team that's hungry. Capel's got them wanting more. They're a team that is probably hearing this noise about, being a fringe tournament team, this and that. They know they got to make a run. And listen, you beat Georgia Tech tomorrow, and then you get Duke, who I'm not very high on at the moment, and then anything can happen from there. You've already seen them beat Miami, who they would line up with in the semis if they were to get there. I'm in on the Pitt Panthers, and that's my pick to win the ACC.
Plus 1,400 too now.
Plus 1,400, not too shabby. Duke is the betting favorite at plus 280. I think that just comes with the name of Duke. Virginia's plus 300. Miami plus 340. UNC 600. Clemson is also 600.
Miami was the one seed.
That is very disrespectful.
I like them.
I was huge on Miami to win the ACC last year, and they fucking bent me over. But yeah, that's where I'm at with my ACC pick. Give me the Pitt Panthers.
Let's go to the conference that we both hate the most. No one likes these guys because so unpredictable.
Why the fuck would you?
Anything could go. Like, they get hyped up every year just to suck in the tournament, and that's the Big Ten.
Yep.
I mean,
if you're betting on the Big Ten and you're winning money, tell us in the comments how the fuck you're doing it, because this conference is impossible.
I had Maryland the other day. I told you in a parlay, up 16 in the first half against Penn State. Blow the lead, take the lead back, and then at the end of the game, 4 Maryland guys going up for a rebound against 1 Penn State guy. No one could come down with it. Tipped in the hands of a Penn State player at the rim, layup at the buzzer, loss. Corey loses money. I mean,
Corey been losing a lot of money. I mean, he's super cold.
This was a bad weekend. And I've been pretty hot lately too.
Up until this weekend.
And I hope you all took advantage of that Grand Canyon play on Friday night that I gave you, because I was all over them. I know a lot of people took advantage of it, so
all right.
You're welcome.
You're welcome.
Everything after that, though, I don't know. But getting back to this conference, I don't even want to spend too much time with them. No. I'll get top 4 seeds. Purdue number 1, Northwestern number 2. How? Indiana 3. Michigan State number 4.
A little bit disrespectful to Northwestern on the betting odds. Purdue is the favorite as the 1 seed at plus 185. Indiana is the 3. They're plus 440. State, the 4 seed, plus 650. Maryland, the 6 seed, plus 9. Illinois is plus 1,000, along with Northwestern, who's also plus 1,000, plus 1,200 if you like Iowa.
Listen, I'm staying away from this conference. And
we're going to give you a pick, but I don't feel good about it.
Because anything could go. I mean, Penn State as the 10 seed could win this thing.
Shit, Rutgers as the 9 could win it.
I'm going to play it safe and just go Purdue. They have been the best team in this conference. They are solid. They've got a freaking freak as their best player. I mean, how you stop that, I don't know. Some teams have found a way to do it this year, but I'm going to roll with Zach Edey just because I see him on TV and I'm like, that's almost too big of a human.
I'm going to be more fun with it. Give me the Terps. Give me Maryland.
I'd pick them if they fucked me the other day.
Listen, do I have really reason to pick the Terps? No, but shout out to my boy Trey Davis, who is a big Terps guy.
I almost went with State here just because of State.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll put it out there that they're my second option. Although I do like Indiana, though, too, Mike Woodson.
Yeah.
But that, I like everybody, and I don't like everybody. That's just
This conference is the most unpredictable.
The Big Ten for you.
Yeah, the Big Ten is the most unpredictable. If you're betting it, good luck. That's all I gotta say. Next.
Let's go Big 12.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. I'll go 12.
We'll save Pac-12 for last, just because
they don't get. Yeah.
We'll save it for the end of the podcast later because
they play later.
Mountain West time, right?
Yeah, for sure. That's how that math works.
Pacific time, whatever it is.
Yeah.
You know what I mean.
Big 12.
Another conference too that I'm like.
I feel differently about this one.
I mean, so we'll throw it out there. We both went Kansas. I'm a little down on Kansas because, like I told you, I had a bad weekend this week, and Kansas was part of that.
Kansas, I have a future ticket sitting on them to win the whole damn thing. I also have a futures ticket for Pitt to win the whole damn thing when they're playing pretty well. So
everyone's got a futures ticket.
With that being said,
look at Boston College one right now too because they're turning it up.
They are.
And 2.5 is looking very safe as they're up 13
with 4.5 to go. Big 12. I took Kansas. You took Kansas. I have Kansas to win the whole damn thing. But focusing on the Big 12. Listen, I'm going to ride with Dick. That's what it is. I'm going to ride with Dick. With Dick, okay? Get that through your heads. Grady Dick, dude strapped. When that's your best player, I like your chances. Give me the Jayhawks.
I'm all over Dick.
Yeah.
I'm all over it.
Somebody clip it.
Guy's a dog. And I'm rolling with him. Baylor, another team, fucked me over this past weekend. I wouldn't even consider taking them. Watch out for TCU. That's a TCU and State. State during March.
I actually was just going to say Kansas State is kind of...
you can't sleep on any state during March. So, but we both like Kansas. What we got? Plus... What is it on that? Plus 240. That's really not that bad.
Plus 330 on this site, so might be different where you get it.
I don't know. He typed up the notes.
I did.
But
type up the notes. What do I know?
Honestly, like looking around at all these conference tournaments, maybe outside of UCLA, you probably feel best about Kansas. Talking about the number 1 seeds in every conference tourney, and for them to be plus, for them to be plus 240, that's not a bad.
Not too shabby.
It's not a bad number.
It's not. All right, that's the Big 12. You want to say the Pac-12 most definitely. So then we go to the SEC.
I like this one.
Which is it's an intriguing one because the team that you want to think is the best, and like I've been saying this ever since the whole Brandon Miller situation happened. It's like, oh, they're going to be distracted. Oh, they're going to be distracted. Oh, they're going to be distracted. They seem anything but distracted, if we're being honest. They be acting like nothing happened. They're chilling and they're hooping, and I don't know who do you like in the SEC?
I like the team that finally put a little bit of a stop to that Bama run this past weekend, and that's the Texas A&M Aggies. Buzz Williams, the guy sweats up a storm on that sideline. The blazer comes off at halftime. You can see the sweat through the vest. That much sweat means that he and his team are working hard, and I like this squad. I've been watching them a little more as of late for betting reasons. I've been impressed with what I see. Their 2 guards, I'll pull that up real quick. I want to give them, their respect. Have, been lighting it up. They lit up Bama the other day. They're an intriguing pick for me, especially at plus 550. They're the 2 seed in the SEC. I like their path to it. Kentucky will be a tough game, but I think that they can handle them. They're not going to face Bama until the finals if both get there. Give me the Aggies.
You mentioned a team that would be a tough game, and they're my pick. It is the Kentucky Wildcats. They're getting hot at the right time.
Neither one of us going Bama.
This is a team, and I kind of hate that I'm not going Bama because I'm a Bama guy, which is a tough say right now with the situation going on. But, I've been on this Bama team for a couple of years. I mean, they've really built a program. You know what was interesting to me, too? My boy, I'm going to give credit to my boy Trey who said this. Because we've been seeing a lot of, SEC teams be better at basketball than you normally expect them to.
Yeah.
I think it comes from COVID, and these teams were like playing games, and so recruits were like, "Well, I'm going to go there because I have more faith that they're going to play than some of these other conferences."
Not a bad point.
So that does make sense. But Kentucky's my pick. They've won 5 of 6. They're getting hot at the right time. They are the 3 seed in this tournament. Their path, I don't hate. I think if it's Vanderbilt that they have to play in the quarterfinals, it's revenge season. They just lost to Vanderbilt last Wednesday by 2. So I think that's an easy revenge story. Bada bing, bada boom. And then you get the Aggies, you duke that out, and then you probably got to deal with Bama. And I like Kentucky. Like I said, they're getting hot at the right time. This is a team that's been around March for how many years now in a row. They're just someone that's always there. They know how to win in this month. Give me the Wildcats.
Listen, just to backpedal a little bit, I said I wanted to give them guards on A&M some credit. Wade Taylor, watched him the other day, was really impressed. Dropped 28 the other day. His last 5 games, 28, 12, 21, 25, 21. Averaging 16 on the year. I love that dude. Started watching him a lot as of late. Sold me on the Aggies. I'm taking that.
Bama's the betting favorite as the 1 seed plus 170. Tennessee plus 280. Really, Tennessee's the 5 seed and they're second best betting favorite. A little interesting. Kentucky, my pick, plus 450. Then the Aggies plus 5. Auburn, Arkansas plus 1200. If you're taking anything else, I mean...
What is Auburn at, did you say?
Good on you. Auburn is plus 1200.
If anyone's coming out of the woodworks and winning this conference, like out of nowhere...
I don't hate the Razorbacks either, as
Pearl.
crazy as it is.
That'll be a fun game. 7 o'clock Thursday night. Arkansas versus Auburn.
6 p.m. Central, yeah.
That'll be a fun game.
That will be. It's going to have to battle my TV with the Big East, but I'll figure something out.
I hope MSG has it on somewhere.
And I can't even say best for last because we literally dog walked this conference when we mentioned it earlier. It's the Pac-12.
Should have had Bill Walton on to discuss this one.
Bill Walton is awesome. Whatever you say, I don't care.
I don't mind him just because I watch.
You know what you
I watch
expect.
like 2 of his games a year if I'm lucky.
Yeah.
So like if I don't watch that every weekend, I'd probably kill myself.
Did
you see that? By the way, did you see SNL did a skit on Bill Walton? It was hilarious and spot on.
Bro,
I recommend it to anybody else.
Listen, that's like you said. You can't go into a game with Bill Walton expecting you're going to get elite color commentary. You got to go in expecting jokes.
You got to expect to talk everything but basketball. Everything but
what's happening on the court.
Floor.
Most definitely.
You're just not going to hear it.
The 1 seed UCLA is the betting favorite at plus 120. Arizona plus 190. USC 650. Oregon 1100. Washington State plus 2200. Arizona State plus 2600. More than that, you could kick rocks and look it up yourself. UCLA the 1. USC's the 3 seed. Arizona's the 2. I know I said that backwards. I don't know how to read. Oregon's the 4. All those 4 teams get a bye to Thursday. The rest have to play on Wednesday. The matchups are Washington and Colorado, Washington State and Cal, Utah, Stanford, and then Arizona State, whose mascot is a broken condom, if you know, you know, and Oregon State.
I watched that movie the other day, too.
That's a great
like, not even the full movie, but like that part came out.
Yeah.
Ted 2, if you don't know what we're talking about.
Amazing film. One of the most quotable movies of all time. Pac-12, you are going with the 1 seed, the betting favorite, the UCLA Bruins.
If you thought that, I hope you could see the picture. If you thought I was going to bet against this angel that is Hep Cronin, you're high. That's my guy. Hep Cronin, father of UCLA head coach Mick Cronin. Guy gets more TV screen.
And no one's complaining.
More screen time than anybody playing. And I ain't complaining about it. I like UCLA. I was huge on them last year to win it all. And, you know, they still got Tiger Campbell. They still got Jaime Jaquez. They're playing
for
good.
30 years now.
Second, they got the number 2 ranking in the country. They look prime for a number 1 seed in the tourney. As long as Hep Cronin's involved, I'm all in on the Bruins.
I've already taken 1 Wildcat squad. Why not take another? Give me the Arizona Wildcats.
Could this be the cover photo for this podcast.
I'll see what I can do.
Oh, man.
I'm taking the Arizona Wildcats to win the Pac-12. They are the 2 seed. Listen, this might be one of the, and I'm gonna fucking regret saying this. This might be one of the more predictable ones. I don't see a path where this isn't UCLA and Arizona in the championship, the 1 and 2. Like I said, they're both getting bounced first game now that I've just said that, so fuck me. But yeah, that's my pick. I'm going Arizona Wildcats. I mentioned it earlier. Kansas is my pick to win it all right now. Who's your pick to win it all right now? You could change after conference tournaments, obviously, when we do our full bracket episode. He's going the homer pick.
If I had to go someone outside of UConn, I don't hate UCLA. I really don't.
Okay.
To be honest, I'm just trying to stay focused on conference tourney time.
All right.
But UConn UCLA championship, I guess, if you had to ask me now. Hopefully they line up together. Hopefully they're not in the same bracket.
Right.
We'll bring you a full bracket episode.
Yes, we will.
Where we will give you our picks, and
yes.
You'll find out who we like, who we dislike. And with that being said, too, also stay tuned. We're going to run a big bracket pool for Basement Sports. As some of you may know, I've been running one for years, get a lot of people involved. $10 a bracket. You can do as many brackets as you please. But this go around, similar to our Super Bowl Squares bracket, we plan on taking 10% of the total pot, which we hope is very big, to help support, some of our business ventures, some of the things that we're looking to do here at Basement. So stay tuned for an announcement. It's going to be coming soon. We want to get ahead of the ball here. So maybe tonight or tomorrow, stay tuned for that message that says join our bracket pool. We hope you are all involved, and we appreciate you all.
We do.
Watching.
And that when we fill out our brackets on camera, we are going to go head to head. 1 versus 1. Loser's going to have to do something. We haven't figured out what yet.
Maybe they could decide for us.
Let us know in the comments if you have any punishments for the loser of the bracket challenge. That video is going to be out next week. Selection Sunday, this Sunday.
Hype, baby.
I'm headed to Florida on Sunday, so we're going to have to figure out the technological deal with how we're going to do that video. We will figure it out. I promise you that. That's that. Those are our conference picks. For Corey Plasky, I'm Matt Polick. Be sure to subscribe if you're new to Basement Sports. Thank you for watching. We will see you next time.
Stay tuned for some content from MSG on Thursday. We'll bring it to you.